Good morning and welcome to Crow and Client here today with a daily dose of energy. I am using the Dreams of Gaia Tarot, and our card today is Knowledge. Okay, so the card in Knowledge really, knowledge is power. Let's be real. We learn so that we can live. Okay, so that we can earn a living. So we know how to cook our meals, treat wounds so they don't get infected. You know, however, learning and knowledge has helped us in our lives to evolve, right? If we aren't learning, we aren't evolving, okay? And so knowledge is important. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is how we get ahead. Knowledge and being able to use our brains with this knowledge is how we can separate ourselves, right? It's how we grow. And when we want to grow more and more, we go and we learn more and more. Okay, so this is how this card works. So it came out in reverse today. Okay, and I'm going to kind of use the book a little bit here because, these cards have a lot of explanation. I'm not going to get too horribly deep into it, but when it comes out in reverse, this is knowledge gone or learning gone awry. Okay, this is knowledge that's imposed on us. It's not factual or accurate, and not necessarily on us. We could be imposing what we believe to be knowledge on others as well. That is not factual and not accurate. Okay, this happens a lot. I mean, we live in a world of social media where they're called influencers for a reason, right? Anybody can get online and say whatever they want and it's a fact, and people believe it. All right, so this is a knowledge being imposed. Okay. Oftentimes this kind of knowledge is based in, I'm just going by the card, don't get mad, founded in religion or cultures or traditions or societal norms. And a lot of times these knowledges that are imposed, they don't have a place in our world anymore. Okay, so we're really being asked, are you blindly following what you've been told is the truth, or are you actually practicing your own personal discernment? Are you researching? Are you learning for yourself? Okay, so question, what have you been taught? What are you saying? This is a really, really good time for you to question it. Are they time-honored traditions? Right? And do these time-honored traditions dishonor anybody? That's kind of a powerful statement. It's time to learn the difference, okay, between the two, and having the courage to defy tradition and relegate old paradigms to the past is how we move forward, is how we evolve. So what traditions, belief systems, whether cultural, religious, familial, whatever, are you using? Are you perpetuating that are no longer valid? All right, that's a good one. This is a good one. Let's unpack this, okay? Whew, that was a lot. I really felt like that was a lot. Okay, so I have the Wandering Star. And I'm going to use it. I kind of feel like I need to pull the golden wheel, but you know what? I'm going to go with the Wandering Star. I'm going to go with the Wandering Star. All right. Yeah, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for liking, subscribing, thank you for viewing, thank you for sharing. All of my information is in the drop down box. I want to thank you so much for being here. I am honored to bring you, these readings. Today sounds like it's going to be kind of a deep dive. We are in a transition on a global and extremely cosmic level, right? So, when we shift from one realm into the next, we have to let things go. And I think that that's what this is about. I think we have to let go of old belief systems, that might be keeping us in a pattern of, a pattern that becomes like a prison, really, is kind of what it was saying. So, all right, what do we got? All right. The nature of this, so yeah, look at you. You're in your independent financial and material abundance. You are in your independent stability, a stable foundation. Okay. All right. This is your energy. Yeah, look at you. The Ace of Swords. It says success, change. The Ace of Swords is also an epiphany, a grand clarity. It is the sword of truth piercing the material world, right? So you are gaining clarity about something. Maybe you've gotten to this point by unconventional methods. Maybe you got here by ways that people said you couldn't, right? You know the truth of it. And it so far feels like you know the truth of whatever these erroneous beliefs are, these mindsets, these old archaic traditions that need to go. And we have the Page of Wands. I love this card. Yeah, Page of Wands, good news, communication. This is about starting something with a spark. Okay, this is excitement to begin something new. It is fiery, it is creative. So this makes total sense if we're shifting into a new realm and leaving old beliefs behind in order to move forward and evolve and grow. This makes total sense. Okay. The Page of Wands. Good news and communication. All right. Focus that. Oh, this thing sometimes. All right. Okay, let's grab one for this Nine of Pentacles. I feel like this is pretty... I feel like the message is pretty much that Knowledge card in reverse. Okay, what are you going to let go of? You have to let go of old things in order to move into new things, period. Okay, if we don't allow the old to shed, like a snake sheds its skin, there is no moving into the new. This, to me, shows that you are moving into the new. All right. Oh, we have the Creator card. All right. Coming out with the Nine of Pentacles. So the Creator card actually talks about being able to say no, having really strong boundaries and knowing when to say no and knowing when things no longer serve us and walking away from things that no longer serve us. So yeah, this is the nature of the energy of the Knowledge in reverse. This is understanding what is going to work in helping you move forward and what isn't. And those old beliefs and old mindsets just aren't cutting it anymore. Okay? Excellent. Excellent cards today. Okay. Oh, there's the flippy. Yep. Law and order with the Emperor. Now the Emperor has mastered all the realms of the kings, of all the kings, okay? It's a card of law and order. This is ruling typically from high above, a little disconnected from the reality of the realms that you rule. But it feels like, coming in with the Ace of Swords, that you are really truly understanding how it is that you have to move forward with really strong boundaries, and saying no when you need to say no to things that no longer serve you. Yeah, this is pretty. This message is pretty clear. You got this. You got this. This is just this is confirmation. Okay? And if it's not confirmation for you, it's food for thought. As we're all sort of shifting paradigms right now. No one wants to get left behind, so got to do the work, though. You can't just say, I'm raising my vibration and I'm moving into the 5D, and then not do any work, okay? All right. Page 1. This is a beautiful reading. I'm so happy to have this reading here today. Okay. What did I just say? Here we have the 8 of Pentacles. This is all about hard work, okay? This is about getting results. This is, you are so close to the 9. Keep working, don't stop, right? I mean, you've obviously at the 8 mastered, and I look, education. You've mastered something in your realm, okay? In building your new foundation. And so keep working. And the 8 of Pentacles is not is not afraid of hard work. The 8 is just starting to see a little bit of fruits of the labor, right? Yeah. You're doing the work. If you're here and seeing this, you're doing the work. Congratulations. It's hard work. I am really, really proud of you, okay? All right, let's go. I don't know if we need any more. I think it's pretty self-evident, but let's see if anything comes out, and it did. Okay, so we are going to do another round here. Yeah, Lady Justice, balance, equality, balance, equality. You know, we can't have balance and equality if we're living by old belief systems that oppress, enslave, imprison our minds, our physical bodies, okay? Our beliefs. It's time to form your own beliefs using your own discernment by learning for yourself instead of just trusting what everybody tells you, okay? So, yeah, this is your justice. This is karmic. The scales are being balanced. You are working hard to move into this new realm that you've created with a really strong foundation, and it's happening for you, okay? You are leaving behind like stuff that just doesn't fit anymore. Yay, you. All right, let's get one more for your energy. King of Wands. It's a really cool card. Motivation, honor, standards, wisdom. King of Wands, yeah. I mean, it's a fiery realm, isn't it? It's creativity, it's passion, it's also stubbornness, okay? There is, you know, the spark has turned to a flame and you're moving forward. There's an excitement in this realm. There's passion in this realm, okay? You are very passionate about making this shift, okay? And you've mastered that. That is your energy. Wow. All right, let's get one more for this 8 of Pentacles, this hard work with good news coming. Yeah, you're almost to the finish line with that hard work, okay? You're almost there. Okay, one more. Maybe that's it. Keep doing the work. Maybe that's the final message. One more. Come on, one more. Okay. Yep. Seven of Swords. This says theft, dishonesty. But it really feels like with this particular reading and it being about letting old patterns and beliefs systems go by the wayside. You know, they're archaic at this point. They don't serve us in this lifetime, in this time period, right? They're old and outdated. So this can actually be a little bit of self-sabotage. That's what this feels like. So it may be that yes, you're working on it, you're moving into something big and beautiful, you're leaving a bunch of crap behind, but there's still something that you might be slipping into from time to time that sort of is keeping you from moving fully into your new realm. Okay. Maybe it has to do with another person. Look at this. Is it a magpie? I think holding on to the ring so tightly. So there may be something with a commitment that you have. Maybe there's something that you've told yourself in your lifetime that needs to go. Maybe it's a promise that you've made to yourself or to somebody else that needs to go because it no longer aligns. Okay, that's what it feels like. When we move into new realms, when we shift from one journey to the next, we always have to leave something behind, and it's not always fun. Okay, but it is generally for the best and highest good for all. Whether it is perceived that way initially or not, you know, there's a reason they say hindsight's 20/20, right? So, be careful of your thoughts because there's something that keeps popping back in as you're shifting from one realm into the next with the acknowledgement that you are leaving things behind that need to be left behind. Okay? That, my friends, is your reading. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you soon.